Morning from New Zealand. Kia ora. So here we are sitting in this beautiful land, Aotearoa. Because of the spirit of where I am, I just feel very connected to my roots and heritage. So I'm sitting here and I wondered if we could just feel blessed. If everybody could just decide to feel blessed and look around your world and recognize how blessed you are. If everyone can find their way to themselves, and the center of that could be watching your breath right now. It's just like a beginning of us, isn't it? That's where we breathe from. It's like we turned up and we took that breath and we're still doing it. So just feel blessed that you're still doing it. And wherever you've found yourself in your space right now, notice its emptiness, the space of the air, and then the things in the space, like the material things in the space. And as strange as that may seem, just notice that there's more space than things. And then if you look outside, if you're able to look outside, you'll see there's more space than things. And there's a lot of space. And it's holding the space for you, if you were to consider this. And as you allow yourself to have the space held, this emptiness, this space that is able to be moved around in as you watch your breath just coming in now. Put your attention on taking some of the space and breathing it in and then letting it go back to the space like this rhythm, and find the rhythm of your breath coming in and out. And just notice the space that you're using that facilitates that. And then the things, and maybe there's people moving around in the space, and maybe there's creatures or birds or animals, and maybe there's artifacts, maybe there's furniture, maybe there's room and structure, and there's space. And you can talk into the space as you just breathe in and out. And it will hold the space for your sound. And if you shape the sound using sound and air, you will find you can make noises and you can make sound like song or language. It's amazing. But just putting your attention on the space, because sometimes we get so caught up in the doing and the things in the space that we forget to realize that we're in this sort of space, this portal, this emptiness. And is so within, so without. So as we look inside us, the space exists all the way through to a molecular level. And outside us, it expands out into the panoramic aspect, the micro, the macro, and then both flip into each other. As strange as that may seem, just notice the space and you walk around in it. You fly through it in little machines. Or if you're lucky enough to have wings, you can use those and fly around in the space. And just notice you're in this realm, this space, this existence, and keeping it very grounded, but just recognizing with gratitude how blessed you are to be in this space. And then you add a thing, which often is just taken for granted, and it's called consciousness, the capacity to think and imagine. And as you watch your breath coming in and out, recognize the capacity to think into the space, to think and move around in the space, to think and move things around in the space. And of course, to change spaces when you choose to travel or move to other spaces. But you can also do that in the imagination as you can in the external realm, the physical world. You can move around in your imagination. And you can move around in the physical world. You're not stuck. And just notice that you are this free spirit, this consciousness, this intelligence. And yes, you have a body, but you're not your body. And in your body, you have this physical capacity, this ability to sense, to feel, to experience sensations and sounds and sights, vision, internally and externally. And you can go in deeply into your feelings, into the internal experience, or you can go externally and touch physical things or other people, and you can connect physically, but you can also go inside and connect emotionally, visually. You can imagine into spaces. So I want you just to recognize as you breathe now, 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out. Start breathing in through the nose. Count sort of a comfortable 5 seconds, and then allow 5 seconds out. A more controlled breath. And as you do that, you're influencing, whether you're aware or not, the space of the chemistry that facilitates the function of your body. A funky body, a funky thing, a physicality, a biophysiology, a psycho-emotional, biochemical, etheric, molecular, energetic space in the space, within the space. And as you bring the breath in and out, you've caused a life and you facilitate it and you make choices. And some of them, you're living inside the choices you made, in sense of you're living in the choices of the physical space that you inhabit, the buildings, the environment, the people you choose to spend most time with, the circumstances, and the tools you use to facilitate the space. So you're this consciousness, this space holder who moves around, causing, influencing, responding, reacting, calibrating, paying attention, not paying attention. And you can't pay attention to everything all at once. There's way too much going on. And if you go into the external, panoramic, macro, there is so much going on, but you can be aware of it and blessed and grateful for it. But if you go too far and get too caught up, just a hint, if you get too caught up in too much and start to be concerned about what's happening on the other side of the planet or in someone else's backyard or the neighbors down the road or some country or circumstances, you can get overwhelmed with it because there's so much and your conscious mind is trying to deal with it. So if you would just now, as you breathe in and out, to let go, if you will, just for now, all of it, the external, let go, the ideas that you've been shared on the news. What have they called the news? Whatever the news is. I've got my own news, but wherever the news is and the ideas and what's going on and what you should or shouldn't be doing, and then all the little rules and all the little compliances, and just let it go right now and watch your breath. 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out, and just watch it all. And allow yourself just to come into your space, just your space, and let go all of the other for now. And feel your body, sense it. Put your attention on different parts of your body and feel the sensations. It's amazing. The temperature, perhaps, or the sound or the rain pitter-pattering, if there's rain where you are. And if there's other people, you can perhaps hear them move, or an animal, a dog, a cat, a creature, a sound outside. But just come into your space. Just deal with that right now. Just allow yourself to bring into that. And then bring your attention in from that and let that go and bring it in to being inside the experience of being you. Into the breath, sensations of the body. And just grab a thought. Yeah, that's right. Just grab a thought, an idea, a structure, a thinking mechanism, a thought field, and capture it. And imagine, if you will, that you can enter a space that you might not have even thought of until now, but maybe you have. It's okay. There's enough room. There's enough room for all of us. There's plenty of space to share. It's okay. We can relax. There's plenty of space. And in the external space, there is plenty of space. And in the internal space, there's infinitely plenty of space. So much room. There's so much room. There's so much room for you to move around and make choices. And as you come into your space and dive within, you might find, if one was to imagine, at a door, a portal. And this is amazing because right today, you don't have to find a stairwell to go down to the doorways, although if you choose, you can. But you can just be in the doorway now. You can call it, it's like a portal, like a door, a thought field, a doorway. And it's like a space between spaces where you can enter another space, but there's nothing there, but there is because you thought of it. Imagination's like that, isn't it? As you watch the breath and now start to bring the breath even more deeply into a bigger breath through the mouth perhaps or through the nose, but bring it in and bring it into the tummy and bring it up to the chest and let it go and start a rhythm into the tummy, up to the chest, just gently, and let it go. Let it go to where it goes. It's like life. Let it go to where it goes. Influence it and then let it go where it goes. Choose something, choose an outcome and let it go to where it goes. And as you enter the door, as you enter the space, as you go through the field, the thought, the idea, into that other space, wherever that might be. But I know one thing, it's a beautiful space and it's safe. And it's infinitely capable. And it's a thought field and it's wonderful. And as you enter it, you can, yes, I can look out the window here and see the remarkable mountains. And I can see a fire crackling. I can see all of this beautiful New Zealandness. But I can also go inside and imagine up other realms. And as you enter through that particular thought field, as you find yourself through it, you can let go the one behind you that you've just been in and travel deeper. And then you can go through another doorway, another portal, that's right. In fact, you can make them up if you like. You can make up more. And as you make up more, you can find you can go further. But you can go as far as you like because it's infinite. It's just you go as far as you like. And you keep going till you find, as you travel through the spaces, you'll find yourself letting go that which you don't need right now. And you let go and you let go. And that's right, you just let go and you find yourself lighter. Like a light bulb or a light or a sun. Perhaps you're a sun. And as you open the sunness, this light, you find you're inside this extraordinary light. Perhaps it's gold or, I don't know, dappled light. Maybe it's, I don't know. Whatever you imagine it is. Whatever you imagine it is. That's right. You imagine it is. It's a bit like life. You imagine it is and then it is. You can imagine it's whatever it is. You can imagine it's a safe place, or you can imagine it's infinitely possible. You can imagine it's so abundant, so flowing, so extraordinary that you are completely satiated with abundance. You can imagine it's just sensual and yummy, and you can imagine it's beautiful. And it is. And it is, and you think it is, and you think it is. And then one could consider that you're causing it, the thought and the imagined, and as you travel through the space to the perfect place, perfect for you, you can find yourself there breathing. And take it through, if you haven't already, to the breath where you hold it out. That's right, you hold it out. You're used to holding things in, but you could hold it out. I don't know why, but you could, because you could just breathe out and hold and sit there in the out breath and say still. And sit still in the silent stillness space of your beautiful light. And then you could imagine the light at a certain vibration, a frequency, a resonance that holds the space for your most exquisite intention, light, vibration, the best you, the most beautiful you, and allow it to enter as you, whenever you take your breath again and hold it and breathe in and hold it again. But whatever that is for you, wherever you are in the breath hold or running another round or holding it, or you choose where you are, it's okay. And it's perfect. And in that perfect space, you can imagine that vibration of that light is exactly where it needs to be for you. Like exactly where it needs to be for you in that light. And whatever's going on in those other doorways, those other times, those other spaces in the material world or in the physical world or in the linear time world, wherever it is, you can just let that be and allow yourself to be in the perfect you. And then allow this to reverberate through all the dimensions of you thinking. And as you think it is, I mean, as you think it is, and you think it, and that your resonance is you can feel the body you're inside the experience of. If it's still there, if it's gone, that's fine. You can know that you're emanating at a frequency that manifests goodness, prosperity, health, radiance, love, attraction, attractiveness, goodness, well-being, love, gratitude, consideration, flow, good things. And even if you can't see them in the realm you've been in the past up till now, you can know that the pervasion of this beautiful frequency is doing its work. And if you were to imagine finding a place to sit, just imagining a place to sit. I imagine in the past, you imagined you're sitting many times and then found yourself in a chair. How extraordinary is that? And then you find yourself sitting, and even sitting becomes a little bit mystical, a little bit, oh my God, I'm sitting, and how beautiful and how lucky I am to have this chair, the space the chair sits in. Perhaps I'll move it slightly to the left. Perhaps I'll move it slightly to the right. Perhaps I'll just sit there. But whatever it is in life, wherever you choose to sit for a minute, you can look around and just notice what you notice. You can notice the world that's around that space in that chair. And if you want to influence it, if you want to get up and go and sit in another chair, or just walk out to another space, or travel in time and go somewhere else, or whatever it is, you could even hop on a plane and fly to Vancouver. You could go anywhere you want, but whatever it is, just know that you're okay. And the goodness that you pervade, that you bring everywhere, brings that goodness. And if you were to expand it now in your idea, if you imagine it just expanding as you breathe out, and as you breathe in, just connecting up again, and then breathing out and letting it go, and expanding that resonance out, and then out, and then breathing it in and expanding it out. A bit like space, really, a bit like air and space. And just breathing it in and out, and notice that as it goes out, that light connects with other light at the same frequency, at the same resonance, at the same hertz. And it resonates in spite of all the noise, in spite of other people's realities that they're thinking, in spite of other circumstances happening somewhere around the universe, in another country on the planet, or whatever's going on between other human beings having their experiences, giving themselves experiences, deciding to be wherever they are, that you're aware and you're still. And as you watch your breath coming out, noticing that connection with all that is at the same level, all of that abundance of all the people that are able to be there right now. And imagine a connection, like a zoom, like suddenly a, oh my God, we're like all in the same space together at different places, like a consciousness. And as you imagine that consciousness being conscious, good, radiant, alive, light. Imagine it pervading out and affecting all the consciousness around it, even that which is unconscious. And just allowing it to affect, and then breathing it in and then breathing it out. And noticing that as you move around in your chosen spaces, that the effect you have, which you can't not have an effect, is causing goodness. even when you're not thinking about causing goodness, that's abundance, prosperity, that it is because you are, or it is because you is. And because you is, it brings the most extraordinary thing, results, like watching a plant grow. Sometimes you plant the seed under the ground, you can't see its movement. It's like you have this effect, but you can't really see all the immediate results. Sometimes they're too young to be at the level where they can be seen at certain frequencies, but they will turn up. And as you watch them and appreciate them, they will grow, to appreciate, to grow, to expand. They will, as you pay attention, with consciousness of gratitude, consciousness of peace. And as you find your space, we can now take our realm imagined and allow ourselves now, because you are able, to transport yourself to your favorite sacred space, or beach, or mountainside, or just sitting somewhere, or standing, or lying, or swimming, or flying. Wherever you choose to put yourself, you are. And as you put yourself where you want to be more, if you put your thinking where you want to be more, you'll find it will emanate, reflect, affect, and connect with all those others in the same field of gratitude, appreciation, love, joy, intention, adventure, creativity, entrepreneurialism. And in that light, there is an effect, and it's powerful. It's powerful. It's more powerful than any silly goings on in some consciousnesses happening around that are a little bit upset, or a little bit disheveled, or a little bit angry, or a little bit something, or a little bit greedy, or a little bit, just a little bit something. And you can be more powerful enough to bring goodness and prosperity and well-being. I'll decide in my sacred space, and I'll think in my deciding, and then I'll move, act, do in my deciding. I'll breathe into my deciding. I'll look around at it with vision and anticipation, and I'll notice my deciding, knowing that the little plant is growing under the ground and germinating. And if I just water it with consciousness, if I just talk to it with beautiful thinking, hello, little plant, I'm so grateful that you're in my life, and I love watching you growing and expanding and becoming. And you're looking at me, aren't you? Yeah, I know you are. You're looking at me expanding and growing and becoming more. And we grow together, and we look at nature as we wander in it, or a beach coming in and out. We notice all the elements in cooperation. Very powerful. And as we recognize the cooperation, doing it together, the difference we can make, the difference that makes the difference that we make, is extraordinary. And I think, I don't know about you, that overwhelming love and appreciation and expansion is much more fun than being overwhelmed by something trivial or by somebody else's drama. I prefer to be overwhelmed with love. I'm so filled with love. I'm squeaking. I'm so filled with appreciation. I'm in awe. And my view changes. My recognition through my visual cortex, internal and external, changes into an even more appreciative space. And I wander and wonder. I wander and wonder. Isn't it fun having fun with words and sounds and manifesting them and speaking kindly, gently, with intention, into the intention, into the appreciation with words, and noticing that I'm whelmed, I'm whelmed with such recognition of how grateful and blessed we are that I'm filled. That's all I need to put my attention on. I don't need to get too caught up in all the drama. I don't need to get involved in all of that. I can just be in my space and the one I share with those that I really love playing with. And we can all go out and play together and build businesses, and we can build things, and we can build experiences, and we can build adventures, and we can create and build and appreciate and ooh and ah together, and just sit back and think, oh my God, did you see that? Oh, when we look at the sky at night and see the stars dappled in the infinite arrangement of them, and the infinite arrangement of the air interacting, the infinite arrangement of the ocean's moods, and the infinite arrangement of all the particles of sand that we walk and make an impression on. But because we become awake in our consciousness, wherever we are in our sacred place, we can be conscious of the impression we're making. Yes, we can see our footprint in the sand, but we also see the impression our voice makes, the impression that our breath makes in and out sharing. So others can breathe, we can share it together. And as we look at that connection, we're so connected, we can be an incredible abundance. Abundance. A dance with buns. I don't know, but whatever it is, one could look at our strange little mind playing and dancing and being childlike. Remember children dancing and playing in the moment? Let's do this. I'll be that and you be that. And we'll go and play there. We'll be heroes. We'll be heroes, like David Bowie said. For a day, and then another day. We'll be heroes for another day. And then we'll be heroes, and then we'll always be heroes. If I was with David, I'd be saying, David, why don't we write another song where it's always heroes, not just for a day? And he'd go, that's a very fine idea. Let me sit back and consider what that could sound like. So as you play and recognize your imagination, imagination, to cause images and then ation them, and then feel this imagination manifesting in your sacred space. And then thinking, this is a good one. I'll spend time on this one. I'll stay with this imagination. I'll refine this one. I'll stay. I'll stay with this one. And then I'll move the physical world around a little and into the imagination realm that I'm causing. And then I'll imagine some more. And then I'll get some other people to play with. And we'll imagine it together. And then we'll cooperate. And then we'll cause it together. And then we'll cause. And then we'll imagine. And then we'll play inside the space we imagined. And then you look around and you notice that people are imagining all the time. It's just that some of them are really consciously choreographing and designing and managing their imagination, and then managing the world they've imagined. And then every day as they wander through the world they've imagined, they might just brush someone else's world they've imagined that isn't that appealing to us. We could just come back into ours and just watch it and go, I like working in my realm. And then I could just walk through it and play in it and sit in it and lie in it and stand up and wake up in it and go to sleep in it and just eat in it and play with it and laugh in it and sip on a fine drink in it. And then I could go, I can expand it and play it. Maybe I'll do another one. Maybe I'll cause another one over there. Maybe I'll write about it in a book and share it with others. Maybe I'll make a movie. Maybe I'll write a song. Maybe I'll do an oratory, a speech. Maybe I'll just sit quietly and contemplate with myself with a really fine glass of something. But whatever it is, I could sit in my favorite sacred place. And with my imagination, and with my breath, and with my ability to move about, and with my ability to speak languages and connect with other people, I could cause whatever I want. I just have to remember that sometimes little plants take time to grow and I have to be patient. Or I might have to change something. I might have an idea that isn't a useful imagining. I might have an idea that somehow I don't have what it takes to imagine what I want to cause it. And then I have to change the idea because I can cause it. I just have to change the idea that agrees with myself. I have to agree with myself, with my imaginings that are congruent. I have to be in agreement that I'm capable, smart enough, patient enough, that I'm able to communicate and influence others to play with me, or me play with them in their imagination, and then cause it like children in a playground, going and saying, let's go and play on the swing. Let's go and play on the seesaw. Let's climb a tree. There's no difference. We're just older. We've been here in this physicality longer, and I don't know, we call ourselves mature, grown up, but I don't really know how that works. All I know is that I got all this information and I got this space. Some of the information that I carry around with me, I can quickly check and go, do I really need that information anymore? Is it useful? I used that in my past manifestations, my childhood, or I used it in my teenagehood, or I used it, or that's really cool. I'll keep that. I'll call that wisdom, and I'll keep that, and I'll use that now because it's a very good tool, and it's been used, and it's got a sort of rhythm, like an ancient instrument. A beautiful old Stradivarius violin, or a guitar, a Martin, or a Gibson, or a Fender. And all right, I can use that still. And just walk through your tools. Have a look in your storehouse and go, are my thoughts all still useful? Are my beliefs all still useful? Or, as you watch the breath, or if they pass their use by, I can let them go. And then cause another one with my imagination. I can cause another tool or another idea, and I can cause that and put it in my library. And as you realize your infinite capability, starting with imagination, and then bringing up and conjuring up emotion, the feeling that goes with the imagination, the sensation. Then I'll make noises. I'll speak it, sing it, talk it, poet. I could do whatever I like to bring it through, or I could do movement, action, and I could bring it through. And I could utilize my faculties, really with awareness. What would be a useful thing to say? Or do I not say anything right now? Is the space not conducive for me to say something to somewhere in the space with other people? We have to find the right moment for them to be able to receive the information. If they're not present, if they're not quite in the right space emotionally, they can't receive it. Though it's like this doorway that won't open. And you can try all you like. Sometimes you just need to let it be. And if you were to let be everything in your life that isn't quite ready for something yet, that you have to wait just a little bit longer for the paint to dry before you put the next coat on. Just imagine that you have this incredible adventure, this world you're in, wherever you are. And in it, you get to play, you get to express. And if something you don't like is around, then find a way to let it go. If it's an idea, you can just change your idea and breathe into a new one gently. If it's a thing, you can just sell it or put it on some sort of eBay or give it to somebody or put it out in your street for someone to take. If it's a thought that is very tightly wound, you might have to practice a new thought. But it will go. And if you were to practice thoughts and imaginings that really flowed and agreed with your vision, if you practice thoughts, then you could influence the vision even faster. You could cause it to happen even faster. But you have to agree with yourself. You have to agree with the vision. And if you have a vision and this idea, this adventure, this concept, this idea of you doing, being, having, you then look and go, what's my belief? How do I envisage the vision? What actions could I take? What words could I speak? What could I write, send? Have a little chat with ChatGPT or Claude, Harry, Henry, or your little AI friend, or your partner or your human friend. You could talk to your dog, cat, bird, budgie. You could talk to a plant. Or you could just lie back and talk to yourself. But when you find agreement that it's a good idea, when you find agreement that it's a good idea, Oh my, that is an extraordinary moment. That is a portal. That is a doorway opening in the infinite capability of it all. And you could just look at it and then walk through the doorway consciously and then follow it through. Doesn't matter what happens. Just follow it through. It will happen. Just follow it through. Just walk. Go on the adventure. Go on. I dare you. Just go on the adventure. Maybe you're already on one. Just keep going. Or take a little sit and look around. There's always places to sit and look around at the view, or consider or contemplate, and go to, what do I do now? That's interesting. What color will I use? Who will I bring in? What players do I need to cause this magical idea? Do I need an expert? Who do I need? Do I just need to talk about it? Do I need an expert permanently to be part of it? Or do I just need to go and get a consulting expert and have a little chat? Whatever it is, infinite tools, infinite capability, agreeing with yourself and then going, wow, what could I cause now? So as you contemplate it now and watch your breath if you forgot, and it's okay because your consciousness breathed you anyway, so you're safe, it's okay. Everything's okay. Now grab your imagination, grab wherever your vision is, just grab it and then just imagine letting it go and go, letting it go up and throwing it into the infinite capability of it all, just going whoosh, and then letting it go, let it go, let it go. It's already there. Let it go, let it do its work. It's got its own breath. Let it go, and then every once in a while, have a glimpse. And then go and potter around, and then come back and have another glimpse. But let it go, let it go, let go, allow, let go and allow it to find its way to you. And then little surprises that suddenly you'll see it turning up, little aspects of it. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, my thing's here. Or I can see the formation of it. Like a child. I've sent my idea to Father Christmas. I've sent my idea. I've imagined it. I've written a little letter. I've written a little note. And then I have to let it go. Let it go. But on Christmas Day, or it's turning up, my thing. And you deserve it. So as you contemplate this, find your attention now. And then bring your attention through wherever you are to what we call now, which was previous thens. I was then, and now I'm now. And then leave your then, leave all your thens, and just come into the now and move your body. Feel a beautiful body. And stretch, or just move your neck, or I don't know, and allow yourself to come in to your normal breath. In other words, the one that breathes you, and just let it, let go and allow it, let go and allow your vision, let go and allow, and be in appreciation. And I'll say that beautiful mantra for you as you sit. It's the Gayatri mantra. Some of you know it. It's one of the most ancient mantras. Bhurda Bahaswaha Tat Savato Verenium Bhago Devasya Damahe Joyona Prachodayat Bhurda Bahaswaha Tat Savato Verenium Bhago Devasya Damahe Joyona Prachodayat. I'm going to say it one more time because good things come in threes. I made that up, but it's probably a good idea. Bhurda Bahaswaha Tat Savato Verenium Bhago Devasya Damahe Joyona Prachodayat. And as they say in Bali, in the Hindu, Om. It is good. It is let it be. And finding your way into the room or the womb or the space that you find yourself in right now for the first time. ever. Come and talk to me in my beanie. Thank you for listening to my musings.